All right, week 2 coming up on Sunday night for the Miami Dolphins. They'll be headed into Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. And I'm here to give a little preview video on what I think will happen and some main points of the game. Don't know if I'll be going to the game yet. I haven't fully decided on if I'm going to make that trip. I'm kind of leaning on not going because I like to watch the other games on Sunday. And, I'd like to spend the day watching it with my son. And I'm already going to the game in Buffalo and probably the one against Washington. We'll see what happens. Play it by ear. That's kind of how I do things. Everything is a perpetual state of winging it. Nothing is pre-planned if you can't tell. Speaking of pre-planned, my preview videos always do terrible, so the people watching this are probably people familiar with my content. So I have a question for you. If you could leave some input for me in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. As far as the background music, I'm turning it down a little extra for this video, so it's going to be extra quiet. Should I do away with it completely and just have just my voice? Or should I leave it how it is in this video, which is going to be down more than usual? Or should I leave it how I usually have been doing it, which is quiet, but you could still hear it? I try to not make it overbearing. I don't know. Everyone's different. I used to have the music in the background to cover up the fact that I had a really shitty microphone in the beginning stages of this channel. But now I have a pretty decent microphone, so I could really do it either way. It doesn't matter to me. It's just what's preferred, what sounds better. I look at this channel as you're not really watching, more so listening. I mean, there's GIFs, obviously, I put in the background of plays that, I'll do the week 1 highlights for this video again, and I'll probably try and cook up a little clickbaity thumbnail, but we'll see what happens. I just want to give the people what sounds best to them. Anyway, let's get into Dolphins-Patriots action. Dolphins-Patriots, Sunday Night Football. I can't wait. Last year's results against the Patriots were a mixed bag. Week 1 was so exciting because I remember standing up for that whole game. My son was 1 week old, and I tried not to yell, but of course, I'm a yeller, man. I yell at the team, even though it's through a TV screen. I get upset. It was a very exciting day for Dolphins fans, as it was the inaugural game of Tyreek Hill. And, Tyreek had 90-something yards. Really was kind of sloppy on offense, but it was beginning stages of what we were going to see from Mike McDaniel, which was a lot of times he says, fuck it, I ain't running the ball. And he goes right to the pass. And I get that a lot of people are saying that he did that again in week 1. My rebuttal to that would be that he was running the ball, but there became a point where it became a shootout in the 3rd and 4th quarter, and every time we tried to run, it was a loss of 1 or a loss of 2, and it just, he said, fuck it, let's just pass every play, which, I take it for what it is. You do what's working, so I'm not going to panic just yet that Mike McDaniel is going to go off the rails every game and pass every play. But, I mean, it's a possibility. It certainly is a possibility that Mike McDaniel is just a passing coach, and that's just how it's going to be. Which, you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. What are you going to do? And then the second game of last year, we didn't have Tua. We had Teddy Bridgewater, who was playing injured for most of that game, if I remember correctly. And that was a real frustrating one. I remember a point where they were going for, I believe, a 45-yard field goal with Jason Sanders. And I just walked away because I knew it was missing. Jason Sanders, I fucking hate that guy. I don't know how the hell he stayed on the team after the 21 season where it felt like he was missing everything. And 22, I mean, he had a little bit better of a year, but I really think that Jets game saved him. Which, I mean, I would have got rid of his ass, but whatever. Jason Sanders is our kicker. We got to rock with him. Which, you know, I still feel like that extra point Sunday went through. That looked like a make to me after looking at it a second time. I think we got hosed by the referees there a little bit. What are you going to do? Still won the fucking game. Last week, the New England Patriots played the Philadelphia Eagles pretty tight, only losing by 5 points, I believe. It was 25-20, something in that area. And I think we'll look at that and go, well, they played the Eagles tight, they're going to play us tight. And yes, the Patriots are going to play everybody tight. We're not going to go in there and win 40-0. However, that was a bad weather game. It was rainy, and any knowledgeable football watcher knows that bad weather is an equalizer. We could point to that game where they played the Bills and only passed 3 times. I believe that was in 21. So bad weather is always going to be an equalizer, so I'm not basing my prediction of this game off of the Patriots playing the Eagles tight last week. So really what I think is the Dolphins do match up very well against the Patriots. Not to mention Tua Tagovailoa is 4-0 against the Patriots. I would argue that doesn't have a lot to do with Tua. If we look back, his rookie year, he played the game. It was Cam Newton was the starting quarterback of the Patriots then, and we didn't get any scoring going until the second half. And then, what was the 2-0 one? See, my memory is fried. It was the 1-point win in week 1. And then got him again in week 18, where it was all low-scoring affairs. And then week 1 of last year, which I would say is probably Tua's best game against the Patriots. So, hopefully we could get a better game from Tua. And, you know, he could light up the scoreboard a little bit. Next point I want to bring up here. I was watching the All Dolphins podcast, the newest or the second newest one, where the guy on the Boston end of things said that Mac Jones is more accurate than Tua, which is a little bit ridiculous. At this point, you know, there was a point there, and I believe 2021, where I was really losing my belief in Tua after the Titans game. And nowadays, you know, my belief in Tua is as high as it's ever been. I'm borderline cocky about the kid. So we'll see what happens this week. But I just thought it was funny that fucking Boston homer really convinced himself that Mac Jones is on a higher tier, not on the same tier, a higher tier than Tua. Speaking of Mac Jones, his receivers, hopefully Sunday night that'll be playing 2 old friends, a revisit from the Dolphins offense from 2018 in that area, Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki. 2 of his top targets, I'd assume, playing against the Dolphins. We can't let those guys beat us. Devontae Parker couldn't separate from a middle school cornerback. I mean, that guy runs like a fucking 5-second 40. All he is tall, and he's always hurt. So hopefully we do see him. I mean, shout out to Devontae Parker. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. He goes up and gets those jump balls as good as anyone. But fuck, man, he does not separate at all. You are not going to see him in the open field ever. At least not at this point in his career. And Mike Gesicki, I mean, he can't block, obviously. Showed that again against the Eagles. Didn't really do too much blocking. I expect they'll use Gesicki a little bit against Miami. He could go up and get it if they cover him with a linebacker or a shorter safety. So I think it's a good matchup for our defense. Really go up there and pin your ears back and play the run game, and don't let people run free. Play a better run defense, and hopefully the defense shows out a little bit, because they really struggled against the Chargers. Excuse me. And also, on the offensive side of things, we know Bill Belichick is going to try and take away Tyreek Hill after seeing the 200-yard performance from Week 1. Bill is not going to let that shit happen to him. Of course, Tyreek getting some targets is going to be inevitable. I expect them to find ways to get the ball in his hands with screen passes, maybe some end arounds. They're going to find a way to get it to him, but it ain't going to be no 200-yard performance. So I expect, hopefully we get Ezukama involved a little bit. A little Waddle, Ezukama, some River Craycraft, who reminds me of a Patriots receiver. I mean, the Patriots lived off of white receivers in those Super Bowl days. I mean, they love to pick up those guys. But honestly, in my opinion, I think the Dolphins are going to win this game 31-20, somewhere in that area. I am pretty confident that the Miami Dolphins will win this game, and I'm excited to see it. I may go live Sunday from 12 to the 12:50 area. We'll see how I'm feeling. I wasn't really feeling it this Sunday. It wasn't really the vibe, but I wake up and feel different things all the time. So we'll see what happens. I appreciate all the new and old viewers. If you are not subscribed and you've listened to me talk this whole time, hit the fucking button. I hate it. Or don't. I hate asking. Don't. If you don't want, I don't do it. And then at least throw me a fucking like. Let me hit the algorithm a little bit. It's hard enough being a Dolphins channel called the Zamboni. But it is what it is. I appreciate all of your time, as usual. I'm fucking bouncing, and please let me know about the music thing in the comments. All right, I want to get things sounding good. All right, I'm out of here.